Well, hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Scout Tactical channel. Today, an instant Hall of Famer. Brand new, just announced for 2015 from Springfield Armory is the M1A Socom 16, which has been around, but in factory multicam, and woo, this gun looks good. You know, as a gun enthusiast, which is what most of you guys are, like me, there is such a thing as good looking guns. They aren't just tools, they aren't just something black that you have to use in case of self-defense. It's a culture, it's a hobby, it's sport shooting, it's hunting, it's self-defense, it's gun ownership. There's a lot that goes along with it. And I will tell you that a classic like the M1A in a 16-inch Socom is a bad mama jama. But when it becomes multicam from the factory, oh my, it's a chart topper, I will tell you. So I'm real excited about this gun. Got it in a few days ago. As a matter of fact, I think I got the third one that they shipped. It kind of snuck in on us at SHOT Show. I didn't see any videos about it with anybody covering that gun, but lo and behold, it did get announced, and they have put out a few of them on the market. I'm sure more will come. So what is an M1A, and why is it so awesome? Well, it's an American classic. If you're a gun guy, and you've built your collection past your normal hunting rifle and your self-defense pistols, you started to add on some guns, you should consider an M1A for your collection. I will tell you that, yes, they do cost some money. You know, depending on the model, and there are tons of configurations that I'll go through, you're going to spend, you know, probably $1,250 to $1,600. It's quite a bit of money. And when today's ARs are starting in the 700 mark, maybe tough for you to break that money off, but it's a 308. It's not a 223. So what do we have here? Okay, the M1A. You've probably seen the M1 Garand in World War II movies. For example, Saving Private Ryan, things like that. The M1 Garand is an American icon. It was one of the most prolific battle rifles of all time. Well, it was a full-size battle rifle that did not have a detachable magazine. It used a C-clip that held rounds of 30-06. You pushed it in the top of an action very similar to this, and then when it was done shooting, the empty C-clip that was down there shot out. It made a ping noise. Everyone's heard that in the movies, seen that on your dad's gun or your gun if you've shot one, what have you. So pretty common. Well, along came the M14. The M14 was a very similar gun, though a little bit modernized, and it had a detachable magazine, and it shot 308 instead of 30-06. 30-06 being a long action caliber, 308 being a short action caliber. It was better, a smaller magazines, things like that, but still 308 is considered today as a full power combat caliber. You have to remember it's way bigger than a 22 caliber 223 round. It's a 30 cal round still, and it's in 308. So that's what the M1A is from Springfield today. It's the semi-auto version of the M14, which was full auto or select fire, and in a ton of configurations. Well, Springfield doesn't hold back on their M1As either. There are a ton of options for these. You have the standard, which is normally a 22-inch barrel. You have the Scout Squad, which is an 18-inch barrel, and then you have the Socom 16, which, like the name says, is a 16-inch barrel. And that's pretty cool. No, it's not hard to shoot. As a matter of fact, this builds a little less pressure than the other ones. Gets about 50 feet per second, 50 feet per second less velocity, a little less pressure, and it's actually a little softer shooting than the other M1As, in my opinion. And I've noticed several other people have said that when they shot this gun. That's mine. So it's a little modified on the gas system. It's not exactly like the full size or the Scout Squad. It's a shortened, and the Socom also adds a tritium insert. Right there, you can see the white. See the tritium insert right above it? For the front side. It has this pretty wicked compensator on it, which doesn't kick up dust out of the bottom because it's solid, but on the top, it does keep the muzzle from climbing. So that means shot, shot, shot. It's keeping the muzzle down. Faster follow-up shots. All right, and there's so many configurations of these. The guys will be doing aftermarket stuff, plus there's a lot of factory options. Please don't hold me to any of those. If I forgot, for example, in the standards, there's, what, 15 different models or more. They have different barrels, they have different lengths, different stocks. Now they have colors, OD green, mossy oak camo, flat dark earth, wood, a precision adjust, it's on and on. Just so you know, the M1A is one of the more popular national match type rifles, and they have loaded national match versions of it as well. All the way up really until I guess there's a $3,000 white feather and all that stuff or more. So if you like the long distance shooting or the military arms style competitions like Camp Perry and what have you, there are divisions that shoot the heavy, the M1A, which is 308, and then that's a great one. Other uses for this gun, well, I've already told you a little bit, and there's some competition on the table. How about a hunting roll? So you have a 16-inch 308 that's magazine fed. It can come in 5, 10, 15, 20, or 25 round magazines, whatever's legal in your area. And it has a full powered, quick follow-up shot, short, compact, easy to carry, pretty easy to carry rifle. Yeah, it's a hunter all day long. If you're hunting in a brush situation, quote, quote, that's what they call it when it's thick in the woods, like up in the Northeast, or you're down here in Texas and you've got a lot of pigs and you're wanting some fast follow-up shots, okay. Semi-auto 308, it looks like a rifle. It fits in scabbards if you're running a horse or something like that, or you're running a scabbard on your pack. It's lightweight. It can take optics. The Scout and the Socom model have this forward-mounted Scout rail. You'll see how forward that is. Or you can mount, still the mounts on the receiver over the action. But it has the mount right there for a Scout-style scope. And you're good to go. You're good to go. You know, put a 5-round mag on it and go hunting. It's a great deal. For self-defense, absolutely, all day. Bug-out gun, why not? There are a ton of uses for a full-powered, easy-to-shoot, detachable magazine, and awesome in camo, 308. And that's what the M1A is. So, a couple of detractors, I will tell you. At first glance, when you first hold one, well, they're a little heavy. Now, the full size, the standard M1As, are about 9.75 pounds, nearly 10 pounds. The Scout Squad and the Socom 16 both weigh 8.8 per Springfield, and that appears to be the case. That's no mags, no ammo, though. And you don't save any weight by going to the 16-inch, but it does get a little handier. And again, you get the tritium front insert for low-light situations, and you get the compactness. You save a couple of inches there. So there is a little bit of weight, but is 8.8 pounds really out of the realm of a semi-auto 308? I say to you, here is the Remington R25, already reviewed on YouTube over a year ago. And this gun is 10 pounds all day with scope, over 10 pounds, 10 and a half I think with scope. It's heavy. And it is a 20-inch versus a 16-inch, so I know we're not going apples to apples. But what about this gun? Ruger Gunsight Scout 308. See the forward-mounted Scout scope? Right there where the same scope with these detachable rings could go right there on that gun, and as a matter of fact it may go on that gun. But here we go, bolt action, little lighter, about a pound lighter, but 16-inch barrel 308, and with that pound this gun kind of kicks like a mule. Very shootable, but it's very much there, and it's bolt action, so a little slower follow-up shots than these semi-auto if that's important to you. Or what about the classic HK91 G3 Set-Me family of rifles? Okay, so we're talking about a 308 battle rifle here. This is full size. It does have a little longer barrel at 18 on this one, but the weight's about the same. This is 8.9 pounds, 8.8 pounds. So I don't think that the Socom's really out of bounds on the weight. The M1As are a little heavy, but they're still being used today. Guys in Afghanistan and Iraq are fielding M14s today. Some of them, not in widespread, not in official issue, but guys are using them. So they're still out there and they're still popular. I don't think it really needs much convincing the point that Americans love the M1A or in any of its versions, or the similar to the 1911 or the M1 Garand or the AR-15 today. So this is a staple gun. An awesome, awesome gun. Now a couple of differences. If you're used to the battery of arms on an AR-15, the mag button, the charging handle, things like that, well, they're different. So you release the mag here on an AR-10 and AR-15, and you release the mag here forward of the trigger guard on an M1A. So a little bit different. You charge the gun here with the charging handle. You charge the gun here with the charging handle on the M1A. So a little more happening here. Basically, the battery of arms, the way you do it, the method is you would push with your trigger finger when you're done to drop the mag, and you would rack with your hand or come over the top with your support hand to rack the gun. It does hold open on empty. It has really good on the Socom 16 sights, and they're different on most models. Every model has a little bit different this and that, like the National Matches and the Loadeds have a better, more adjustable sight. But you do have an adjustable rear sight, and again, super heavy guarded. You see those massive posts around that front tritium insert? And there you go. So you have iron sights and a weighted mounted optic up front. One of the detractors to the standard M1A was guys used to have to buy real bulky mounts that went over the action. Some could even interfere with the feeding in some cases. So with the Scout mount that's on the Scout Squad and that's on the Socom, you bypass that because you have a Picatinny rail 1913 already built in, and it takes regular hunting rings. It takes all of your tactical quick releases and what have you. Again, the safety, I forgot to show you that. The safety, where it's normally on the left, normally, unless it's an ambi gun, and it's a lever type on the 308 or the 223 ARs, the safety is in the trigger guard, right there, on the M1A Socom. And it takes a lot more pressure to engage it, not as much to release it, but a lot more. And it's super positive. You can hear that. It's a piece of metal being moved. It's not just a little flimsy piece of plastic or what have you. And not that I'm saying that there's anything wrong with ARs. I'm showing you the difference between one or the other. From a sling perspective, you have a front and a rear sling swivel, real standard stuff. They do move on the front, but they're not real easy to swivel. So you kind of set them and go, no big deal. But they're there. Look at the receiver, by the way. You see all the metal on that bad boy? Well, that's why it kind of costs more, is because it takes a lot of machining to get that just right. This is a precision type rifle. In no way is it going to be considered a precision rifle, a sniper rifle, or what have you, but it is more than combat accurate out of most people's models. I'm sure there's a fluke or a limit out there, but these are accurate rifles. They make hits at distance in a combat situation, hits at distance in a competition situation as well. So these things will, for your hunting, your competition, or your self-defense needs, they will make the hits. This is 308 coming at you, and this gun is plenty accurate and plenty reliable. I think at this point, 60, 50 years later, we don't need to even question, is an M1A reliable? Well, they run like clockwork all day. I've never stopped one. I've never seen anyone that stopped one. I'm sure it's happened, a bad mag or something, or super dirty or whatever, but I'll tell you that this is the second one I've owned. I did sell the first one just out of stupidity years ago, but these things run all day, and I've run them dirty, and I've run them in the rain and everything else, training, and I've never stopped one yet, nor have I seen anyone stop one. So you'll notice the action when you saw it. If you're into guns, you may think, hey man, that's a Mini 14. Well, correct. Think about the name, Ruger. Ruger kind of made a miniaturized M1A in 223 to make the Mini 14 years ago, and that's kind of what it is. It is based off of, it's not the same, based off of the same principle that this gun runs on. So it's that detachable mag from the bottom, open top action that is really good. So if you're looking for a full-size yet compact battle rifle, give the Socom 16 a look. You owe it to yourself to have an M1A. Oh, one thing I forgot to tell you, the butt plate on the Socom you can lift up, which is metal. You can lift up, and it has the bullet button right there where you can push that and open it up. It has two holes for a cleaning kit and a takedown tool for the gas plug and everything in the butt stock. So it does have, to its military heritage, a place to store a cleaning kit in the butt. That's pretty common stuff. You've been seeing that a lot on rifles. So if you have the money, if you have a collection that you're trying to grow and you're looking for some classics, you got to get an M1A in any configuration that you like. I love this new Socom 16 in multicam, but you look through the Springfield website and see if you can find one. Guys, I hope you liked the review. Thanks for the subscriptions and the views. Keep them coming. As you know, Scout Tactical is part of a 3-channel network with Scout Tactical, Scout Prepper, and Scout Hunter, all doing a little bit different things on YouTube. Check them all out and subscribe. Check us out on the web, scouttactical.com. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Scout Tactical, Scout Prepper, and Scout Hunter. And as always, thanks for watching.